Hello everyone, my name is Mario Jimenez and this project is about the design of a market hall in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. This design proposes a public market that responds to the urban conditions of Phoenix while creating a community-focused space for gathering, commerce, and everyday activity. In this presentation, I will walk through the site analysis, design concept, program development, massing evolution, building organization, and the final architectural expression of the project. I began with the site analysis to understand the larger urban context of the downtown Phoenix area. I looked at figure-ground relationships, land use, public transportation, bicycle routes, and pedestrian movement, so the project could connect to the existing city rather than act as an isolated object. This analysis showed the importance of accessibility, mixed-use surroundings, and strong public circulation in shaping the building. For the preceding analysis, I studied the Manlleu market in Spain to understand how successful public markets organize circulation, vendor activity, and shared gathering space. The precedents helped me think about how a market can be more than a place to buy food. It can also function as a social and civic anchor. These references inform my ideas about openness, flexibility, and the relationship between structure and public experience. This slide focuses on the site strategy. I map community facilities, pedestrian access, service access, and important views to determine how the building should orient itself on the site. From this, I developed a layout that separates public and service circulation while keeping the market visually open and inviting. The program diagram shows the evolution of the design through multiple iterations. I explore how the primary program elements could be arranged across the first and second levels, testing relationship between market spaces, support spaces, and circulation. Through these interactions, the final program became more organized and better aligned with both the needs of users and the logic of the site. Here, the conceptual massing shows how the building sits within its context. My goal was to create a form that feels urban and grounded, while still allowing light, movement, and visual connection through the project. The massing responds to the surrounding downtown fabric and begins to establish the market hall as a recognizable civic destination. This part of the massing sequence illustrates the first stages of form development. I started with simple volumes based on the program and then adjusted them to improve circulation, access, and spatial hierarchy. Rather than treating the building as a single solid object, I shaped it as a composition of spaces that support different public experiences. As the design developed, the massing became more refined and intentional. Openings, shift in volume, and relationship between the levels help create a stronger balance between the enclosure and openness. This was important for a Phoenix project because the building needs to provide shelter while still feeling connected to the outdoors and the public realm. In this later stage of the massing sequence, the building begins to express its architectural identity more clearly. The form is no longer only about fitting the program, but also about creating meaningful spatial moments, improving daylight, and reinforcing their circulation paths. This stage helped translate the early concept into a more resolved architectural proposal. This slide summarizes the final massing outcome. The final form reflects a combination of site response, program logic, and environmental thinking. It creates a market hall that is accessible, legible, and appropriate for downtown Phoenix, while also offering a strong public presence. The first floor plan is organized around the primary public functions of the market. This level is the most active and accessible, concentrating the major shared spaces and creating a clear circulation for visitors. The plan is intended to support a lively public atmosphere while also allowing efficient movement through the building. The second floor plan builds on the logic of the first floor while adding another layer of program and spatial experience. This level allows the project to expand vertically and create additional opportunities for overlooking, gathering, or supporting market-related functions. Together, the two levels create a more dynamic and interconnected public building. The luminance analysis studies how light enters and affects the building across the first and second floor. This was important because daylight can improve comfort, orientation, and the overall experience of the interior spaces. In a climate like Phoenix, light must be carefully controlled, so the design aims to balance natural illumination with protection from excessive heat and glare. The details section and elevation help explain how the building works spatially and materially. The section reveals the vertical relationship between the floor, structure, and enclosure, while the elevation shows the architectural character of the exterior. Together, they communicate how the project combines functional performance with a clear visual identity. The isometric section construction builds up, breaks the project into its architectural system. This helps show how the building is assembled, from structure to enclosure and other layer components. It also demonstrates that the project is not only conceptual but has been considered in terms of tectonics and constructability. The exterior perspective render presents the project as an active and lively public space in downtown Phoenix. My intention was to design a market hall that supports local activity, encourages community interaction, and responds to the environmental and urban realities of the city. Overall, this project is meant to function as both a marketplace and a civic destination. Thank you.